This is Teens Time. My name is Auntie Chichi. How are you doing? Welcome to another interesting episode. Yes, you might be wondering what's going on here. The dynamics of the show is that I have teenagers, not one, but at least 2-3 teenagers with me. But today is going to be different because of the peculiarity of the conversation. That's why I have just one person, and she's also going to remain anonymous, which is I think this is the first time I'm doing that on the show. It's the first time I'm having just one person and also not showing her face. You will get to know why. Like I said, my name is Auntie Chichi. Welcome to Teens Time. I'm not sure you want to change it out. Today's conversation is not just for teenagers, but for parents. You need to learn. You definitely will learn one or two things from the story of my guest. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still Teens Time. Thank you for sticking around. If you're just joining, my name is Chichi Umesaka, popularly known as Auntie Chichi. And this is Teens Time. This is where we get to talk about everything teenagers, young adults, and also parents are not left out. We help you understand what is going on with our children, the Generation Z. There are different things we call them, but we make you understand that this is a different time and this is a different generation. This is a different setting. So a lot of things are changing. And if you're not changing with the time and the season, you're going to be left behind as a parent. So this is a show where you hear from our teenagers, and the conversation or whatever you hear from here will help you up your game as a parent. It will help you, improve on your parenting skills and your parenting style. And my guest is still recovering, but she's generous enough to come and share her story with us. I wouldn't want to, stretch it. Let's meet my guest. Like I said, she's remaining anonymous. I'm not going to mention her name and you're not going to see her face. And by the time we start off the conversation, you will know why I need to keep her protected. My guest today is 18 plus. She's going to be 19 in April. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And she's a first year student in the university, and when she has gone through something, we believe that this story is going to help a lot of our girls and also the boys to do things differently. So welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being generous enough to share your story. And I remember, when we met, the first, part of what you told me is, Auntie Chichi, I want to write a book through what I've gone through.
Yes, ma'am.
And I love you for saying that. I was like, wow, you have not even recovered and you're thinking of sharing your stories with other girls so that they will not repeat the mistake that you have made. You got into a relationship with someone. Can you tell us about it?
Okay. I got into a relationship with someone last year. And
that's 2021?
Yes.
Okay.
The relationship was actually moving very, very fine.
Okay.
And then
help me speak up a bit.
The relationship was moving very fine.
Okay.
Like he was almost everything. He was there for me every single moment I needed him.
How old is he?
He told me he was 37.
Okay.
So
and you are 18 plus?
Yes.
Okay.
He's actually very older than me. And I preferred dating older people because I felt older people would do it the more matured way than dating a younger guy. So that's why I went for it. But at the long run, it did not come out the way I expected. Because when I finally got pregnant for him and told him I was carrying his baby, he actually asked me to go for a scan and bring back the result for him.
So he didn't even believe that you were pregnant for him?
He didn't believe. He actually said the baby was not his.
Okay.
So I had to be the one persuading now because I'm actually the one carrying the baby. So
how long did the relationship last time?
It lasted for quite some months, like let me say 3-4 months.
3-4 months, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And this person is a doctor?
Yeah, event doctor.
Okay. And also a lecturer in another university, not in your own university.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first, how did you meet him?
Okay.
Briefly.
I was staying with my auntie and then he just lives close to my auntie.
Okay.
So,
But your parents are not in the state where you are schooling.
no.
They live in another,
Yes.
in the north.
Yes.
Okay. And, you are schooling somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was more like a neighbor,
Yeah, a neighbor.
to where your auntie, who you were staying with.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he was actually staying with a Methodist reverend.
Oh, you were staying with a Methodist reverend.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that was part of the reason why I could trust him.
Okay. You thought, okay, this person is number one matured.
Sure, yeah.
Who, I mean, he's much older than you, over 10 years old. And also
He knows God.
he knows God, so he should be able to
Yeah.
guide you and help you, especially as a first year student.
Yes.
Okay. So before now, have you been in relationships,
Yeah.
but not serious
Not
relationships?
serious relationship.
Okay. Okay. So tell me, you mentioned that the relationship was actually going in the line of marriage. He tried to, talk about marriage. So tell me about it.
So after the first week of our dating, of him asking me out, actually, we went for tests, and it came out AS. But he was still going, he was still calling me even after everything. Though I saw the anger in him that day, when after the test, he was really, really angry.
So after the test, he was angry and he told you both of you are not compatible.
Yeah, we knew we're not compatible, but he was still calling me.
So in case you don't know, it's very important that one, you when you are trying to get married, make sure that you find out about your genotype, because of, the case of AS, both, it's very likely that, if both of you are AS, just like both of you are AS, the chances that you would have a sickle cell child is very high.
Yes,
so that made him to say, we're not compatible, we're not going to marry. So he already mentioned to you both of you are not compatible, and that was the first week that you started the relationship.
Yes.
Okay, so how come you continued in the relationship?
Okay, he kept on calling me. So, ladies are moved when they get attention. He kept on calling me, how you doing, how is school? Like, he was interested in almost everything I was doing. So there's no way you don't expect me to fall back.
Yeah. Let's take a trip back a bit. You said something very key, and that's where I want parents to also pay attention. You said, ladies are moved by attention. So did you, how's your relationship with your parents?
Very good.
You have both your dad and your mom?
Yeah, I have both my dad and my mom. I think
are they your friends? Are you close to them? Do you talk about everything and joke about everything with them?
I actually, when I was younger, coming up, my dad was the closest person to me. But at the time, my mom became very angry about it. She wanted me to, as a first daughter, be close to her. But my mom is not the type you talk to when she wants to beat you or you make her angry. Then she lets everything out. So I will not want to tell her something and then hear it tomorrow. And my father is a kind of person that even if I tell him, he won't tell my mom. But my mom must definitely tell my dad. My second person must hear it. So actually don't talk to her. So when she got angry about me talking to my dad, I just cut it.
Wow. So parents, I mean, this is very interesting. And I've heard cases like this where, the daughter is close to the father and the mother is jealous because you feel like, no, I should be the one that you should be close to. And I think it's an error because I've noticed that the girl child is for the father and the boys are for the mothers. It's something, I have 3 boys, 3 sons and a daughter. And my daughter is very close to my husband. Yes, we are close, very close too. But she set up her email, anything she wants. She freely sends a message to my husband.
Yeah.
And she has not sent an email, never. But I love the fact that she is that close. But my boys don't joke with me. So parents, if you are watching this, I think this is something that, like I said, you're going to take 1 or 2 things out from this story. If a child feels comfortable with one parent, I don't think it's an issue. It's something that you should love and, bank on that. So the attention was there. He was calling. He was showing
Yeah, he
affection
was
to you.
calling, yeah.
You know, he was showing affection, and you needed that, especially for someone that is in a different state. Where you
Yeah.
are schooling, is it your state?
No, ma.
It's not your state.
Yeah.
Okay. So you needed someone that you can confide in, someone you can be comfortable
Yes.
around. Okay. And he fell into that space
Yes,
for you.
ma'am.
Okay. So long story short, you guys got, you know, the relationship continued.
Yes.
And what happened?
And we actually had intercourse many times, not once, not twice.
And then you became pregnant.
Yeah.
And he now said,
it's not his child. I must go for scan. Because he thought that I was actually lying. I actually discovered it December and I called him on phone. Then I was on holiday. I called him on phone that I'm pregnant.
oh, you were back home in your...
No, I
Okay.
went to my village.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was with my younger sister. So I just called him that I was pregnant, and he actually did not believe it because he felt I was lying. I shouldn't be pregnant. And
So he felt you were lying, but the fact was that were you using protection when you were, you know, having intercourse?
no,
All the times you had, you know.
no.
So what would make someone to feel like, okay,
Okay, he felt he was matured enough, and as a doctor, he should know when he come and when he didn't come inside the home.
wow, interesting. But there's no other relationship you have.
No.
It's just him.
Yeah.
So you are sure it's his baby.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're pregnant, and then what eventually happened? Long story short.
Okay.
Mm.
I did not want the child. I felt I was too young to start carrying babies about. So I aborted the child.
Okay. So you told him.
Yep.
And he, you know, gave you a little money to go. Let's say he gave you 10,000 naira
Yeah.
to go and do the abortion.
Yeah.
And then you did, and
Yeah.
it went bad.
Yeah.
And you started bleeding for how long?
2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah. I was sleeping, and I just after I took the drugs that morning, so I came back from class and I just decided to sleep because of the pains. So as I was sleeping, I just felt I need to urinate. So I went to use the toilet. So when I got there, I just pulled my pant to use myself. Then the baby just ran out from my body, and
So you saw like a baby that is already formed,
yeah,
and it fell off.
yeah, I saw a baby. Then some tissues, I think, ran out with the baby. So since then, it's been conversant with me, removing tissues from my
Like tissue.
yeah, and big lumps of blood.
And did they tell you how long the bleeding was going to be?
Yeah, they actually told me that it was 1 week. I shouldn't take sugar stuff.
Okay, but this is 2 weeks and it has continued.
Yeah.
And so I remember I was reached out, you know, and they asked me to step in and help you. You know, and so that's where we are. If you're just joining us, this is Teens Time. My name is Auntie Chichi, and this is where we get to talk about everything teenagers, young adults. Parents are also not left out. The essence of having this conversation with my guest is not to judge her or not to make her look bad, and that's why, I mean, she's anonymous. But the essence is to make sure that other girls will learn from her story and do the right thing. I want you to sit tight. When we come back, we'll continue with the conversation. Don't touch that dial. Welcome back. This is still Teens Time. My name is Auntie Chichi, and on today's show, because of the peculiarity of the conversation today, I need her to remain anonymous. I'm helping to rehabilitate her. So part of rehabilitating her is also make sure that, you know, everything about her is kept secret until she is willing to, you know, talk about it on her own. But there's something very special about her. The first time I met her, we got talking, and she said, I want to make sure no girl repeats the mistake I have made. And I think it's something very special about you. And like I said earlier, thank you very much for being generous. Not everyone, I mean, a lot of people will be bitter. I would want to know how to get back at the society, but you don't want this, your sad story to make you a bitter person. You want your, you know, mistake to make you a better person. So thank you for doing this. And so you know, let me recap for, you know, for the benefit of people that are just joining. My guest here is 18 plus. She's going to be 19 by April. And she's in first year, and she got into a relationship with a doctor. And she's 18, and the man told her he's 37. And he promised that they were going to get married. He was talking marriage, but they went for genotype test, and they found out that he's AS, she's AS. And the proper thing is, it's risky for AS and AS to marry because of the chances of them giving birth to a sickle cell patient is, warrior. I call them warrior. Is very high. And he decided, we're not going to get married. But where the whole twist lies is, he didn't want to marry her, but he went on to have, an intimate relationship with her that resulted to pregnancy. And obviously, he was not going to marry you. He refused to go and see your parents, like he told me. And, he wanted to even ask you to keep the baby, but he would, get you a house, and you didn't want to be a single parent. So she decided to, get rid of the baby. And that is what has brought us here, because she did the procedure and it has not ended well. She has been bleeding for 2 weeks. Tell me, what is that one lesson that you're taking out from this? Because I want us to get nuggets. It's not just about telling the story, but I want a situation where a girl that is listening to you will say, I got this from listening to this person. I have learned this, I've learned that. What is that one thing that you think you have learned from this whole story?
I feel you can get attention from anybody, not just a man. If you feel you need attention, you should go to somebody reliable. I don't feel a girl child should actually go to a man who is not a family member, or even like you should have a relationship, like a father to daughter relationship, before a girl should go to a man to confide in him.
I think what you are talking about is you need a mentor.
Yes, a mentor.
A mentor to look up to.
Yes.
I wish parents are listening. Also, just like she said, if the attention from her parents was there, I don't think he would have, he would have really needed attention that much. Yes, I know that as girls, our bodies, as we are developing and all that, is there from time to time. But when the attention is more from the family, the other angle is less.
Yes.
So number one thing is find a mentor if you really need someone
to talk to. Yes.
Fantastic. Any other point?
Getting an abortion is not the option. Getting an abortion is not the option. You can just keep the baby, even if the matter gets worse. The highest thing that will happen is your parents will actually get angry at you and might not trust you again. But I know what I suffered. Sometimes I sit and ask myself if I'm going to rush blood till the day I die. But thank God I met you. So instead of going for an abortion, just try to take care of yourself. Tell your parents, open up to them, no matter what the situation is. Then have your baby.
Okay, tell me, I remember saying, can we talk to your parents? At least your mom. Tell me what you said.
No, I don't want to talk to her because I've already done it. And my dad trusts me very well. Like, he's all over me. Like, if I should tell him, if I should open up to them.
And you're the first daughter?
Yeah, the first daughter.
How many siblings do you have?
4.
Okay, so first, and the rest are looking up to you.
Yes.
So it's something that could actually, affect the way everyone perceives you.
Yes.
Okay.
And in my family, they actually look up to me like I am the Christian among them, like the good, the good sheep in the family. Because since primary school, I've been this nice
and decent.
Yes. So,
and I don't want you to feel that you are not. That's where the devil comes in with guilt. And you think, this one mistake that I've made, that's it. I am rotten, I'm terrible. So you are still the good girl. It's just that you made a mistake and you are learning from it.
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. So you also mentioned the part of keeping it. But before keeping it, do you ever regret being in that relationship?
At first, I don't think I regret because I learned some things. And,
so you learned some things from him?
From him.
Okay.
And then I just regret because of the part of the pregnancy and he left me. If he was actually there for me, I don't think this conversation would be going on.
So do you think this relationship could have been up without being intimate? Would you have preferred that you are his friend, both of you are friends, and you didn't get to sleep together, but maybe he's teaching you different things? Do you think you would have preferred it?
Yeah, I think I would have loved it that way. Just him being my friend, calling me when, like me calling him when I have problems and see the problem.
And him providing.
Yes.
You know, I know some guys are there. That's where you want, you know, calling him. We are not saying calling him to also know his own problem. But do you think your family background, you know, is part of the factor why you got into a relationship with him? Apparently, you don't have enough money from your parents, so you needed someone to take care of, you know, your bills or take care of your issues. Actually,
I don't think my family background it's any part of it. It's just where I was staying at that moment was the issue. I did not find it funny there. I could not find it funny. I actually was staying with my auntie. So
and she was not helping?
She was not helping matters.
So you needed to leave. So was he part of he paid your hostel?
Not like he paid. He just like, he made me, I don't feel happy in the house because I have nobody to talk to.
Okay.
He was actually the only person I felt
to talk to. So it was this attention thing.
Yes.
It was this, you needed someone to confide in.
Yeah.
Okay. So not just because of money, but the environment was toxic for you. So you needed someone else that would make things
easier for
you.
Yes.
So if you had it all together, your family was in, you know, you had peace and your family, everything is fine. You have attention of your parents, attention of your siblings, attention of your auntie, and everybody is happy. Do you think you would have gone into the relationship?
No, because even at first when he came, I actually told him I wasn't interested in relationship at the moment because I told myself why I came here.
You came to school?
To school.
Yes, to study.
I didn't really care about men.
Yes.
It actually, men thing has not been my thing since secondary school because I went to a girls' school. So they actually told us that men are dogs. That has been,
which is also wrong perception. And with this experience, you're going to believe that men are dogs because
men are actually dogs.
No, they are not. I want you to change that mindset. Okay, they are not. It's just for you to make sure you find the right people at the right time. Do you think at 18 it was right for you to get into a relationship?
No,
it wasn't.
It was very, very wrong.
And do you think, you know, being in that relationship, did it help you in your first year, like, you know, concentrating, focusing on your academics and all that? Did it help you? Be sincere with yourself.
It didn't help me at all.
I hope you guys are listening. You know, I mean, it's part of the take home today. Being in a relationship can be very distracting as a young person.
Yes.
So it distracted you.
Yes,
and I remembered when you did the abortion, you were writing exam.
Yep.
And you said it affected you.
Really, really affected me.
The day you were writing maths?
Yes.
You couldn't?
I couldn't write it. So I just had to leave the hall.
So that is very likely that you may have a carryover there?
Yeah.
Wow. So teenagers, I mean, this is why we're doing this show, to help guide you, for you to make the right decisions. Yes, you know, that need to be accepted, they need to be loved, they need to be validated. Could, you know, I mean, it will always be there. But when you look at the end result, what comes with all these things that you are looking for, I think you might need to weigh them to know, you know, if I go into this, what are the consequences? What are the things that will come with this? Will it make sense at the end? Will it be worth it? Do you think it's worth it? This whole being in a relationship, and is it worth it?
It's
obviously
not.
Not. Obviously not.
It's not.
Obviously not. I know our time is fast spent, but this is a story. This is your story, and I know you are still healing. You are still going back to the hospital today to get the whole, because you actually fainted yesterday. There was a bit of drama and all that even got me scared. In fact, I wanted to get police involved. I said, I don't want someone to die in my, yeah. So we got, a view of you entering the hospital and all that. So we're going to show that, you went yesterday, you're going back today to do the final one. Yes, and I pray that you'll be okay. I pray that, I'm glad that I came into your life. I was asking myself, I don't want to cry. But I'm doing this. I'm what I am today because I needed this when I was a teenager and I didn't have. And I'm glad that God is helping me to achieve this. And I'm glad that I stepped into your life when it was necessary, because it would have been worse.
Yes, ma'am.
By God's grace. So, and I also hope that you have learned and you are going to say no to relationship, at least for now. Is that a deal?
Yep.
Is a deal?
Yep.
You are going to say no to relationship for now until the right time. When the right time comes, I think every part of you will know that it's the right time. I always like to say this. If you play now, you pay later. But if you pay now, you will play later. We can all see what is going on with the rituals, with so many things going on. We need to help our teenagers. And I'm calling on you, good Nigerians, to please, institutions, government, to help me sustain this show on AIT. I love you until I come your way next time. Bye.